Welcome to Set Your Intention podcast with Lory Passov. With 18 years of experience running startup companies, I was at the top of my career when I hit burnout and had to reevaluate what I wanted in my life. And now I talk to successful business leaders who have basically done it all in their career, all while being parents and striving to find balance in their lives. Hello, and welcome to Set Your Intention podcast with Lory Passov. This is a podcast where we talk to successful business leaders who are doing it all. They're at the top of their career, they have children, and they're trying to find some balance in their lives for themselves. Today, we have a very special guest, the wonderful Anggie Salazar from Croing Creative Agency, who also has a 2-year-old son. And I'm just so excited to talk to you today, Anggie. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you so much for inviting me. I'm so excited to be here as well. And thank you for creating this space because I think it's so important for moms to listen to stories about other women that are going through the same thing. So thank you so much for that as well.
Yes, 100%. Thank you. Let's start with how you got into this industry, kind of where you came from. Let's just kind of get a little overview of your career, if you don't mind.
Perfect. So right now I'm partner at Croing. We're a creative agency, and the agency was founded by my sister. I, on the other hand, have a background in engineering. So I studied engineering in Venezuela. We're originally from Venezuela. And I worked as an engineer for around 4 years in my dream company, my dream job. But the situation in the country got really, really bad. So we had to move to another country. Our first move was to Argentina. And when we got to Argentina, my mom and dad, that have always been entrepreneurs, didn't have any network, didn't have any connections. So seeing them like that, like it was pretty shocking to me because it was the first time for me to see them like that, like they didn't have anyone to help them rebuild. So I became that person, and I did it through marketing without knowing that I was getting into that world. So what I did was I researched a lot about their businesses and what they wanted to do, opened them their socials, and they became kind of famous in Argentina with each business. And it was out of necessity, to be honest. Like, I didn't have any other option. I said, like, I need to do this, and this is gonna work because it's gonna work. There's no other choice. So after doing that, and without realizing that I was doing marketing and doing the thing, my sister told me, like, do you want to come work with me at the agency? We're doing this and this, and I think you're gonna love it because you're already doing the thing. So I thought to myself, like, yes, let's do it because with every change that was going on at the time in my life, I came to the decision that I was going to pivot in my career because I wanted to live in like a great city, like with so much to do and stuff. And my work as an engineer took me to the fields, and it was really a different environment, and I didn't want that for me at the time. So I reset my goals, and I went in, and I loved, like, really, really loved from the start to work in marketing and creativity. And yes, that's sort of the story. And at the time we were 5 at the agency, now we're almost 50. So we've grown a lot. And I started doing new business for the company, and our first strategy was doing LinkedIn reach out. But at the time, LinkedIn, like 8 years ago, LinkedIn was the place where ideas went to die. I always tell it like this because it was so boring. But I saw that there we could reach out to the specific people that we needed, and that our target was there. So that's how everything started. And our goal was at the time was to work with bigger companies, and we fulfill it thanks to that first strategy that I came up with. So yes, it's been really fun, and it has like awakened my creative side because
Yeah.
working as an engineer was so different, but my creativity, my love to lead,
Mhm.
I love leading, I love teaching, I love, my
Yeah.
essence is totally still with me, and I figured out what my essence was thanks to my career pivot. Because
Yeah.
you try to think like, but it was so different, am I doing the right thing? But after you realize who you truly are, it's like, no, of course, I'm still doing this and this, and I love it. So, yeah,
Yeah. You can so see your passion shining through when you
ex-
talk about that.
exactly.
Amazing. And then, okay, so you're in your career, things are going well. What kind of happened as far as like deciding to have a kid?
So, like being a child now of immigrants
Mhm.
was really difficult for me because seeing my mom and dad like growing the business and all of that, I felt like kind of responsible for them
Mhm.
being okay, and them being, safe financially. And I was working with my sister, and now I was partner at the agency. So I felt all of this responsibility, and then COVID hit. And it hit me hard. Like I got going after the pandemic, like everything was sort of figured out and I got it. And it was kind of hard. So my priorities shifted, and I
Yep.
said like, no, I can't do it, because what was going through my mind was like, but if I do this now, who's gonna be running the company with my leadership team? Because we had a team, but we always have that like a fear of,
Yeah.
if we're not there, maybe it's not gonna happen for us.
Yep.
So, but I decided to do it because I had the calling. I always talk to other women that ask that of me, like that ask about that, because it's difficult when you are so career driven
Yep.
to make the decision. And I was going to tell you a little bit about that. When I was in my engineering part of my career, one of the first times that my brain told me like it was going to be hard to do it, or that maybe it was about choosing one or two, was in my interview for this amazing job. They told me like, but do you want to have kids? Like, do you have a boyfriend? And that question was like, oh my God, if I want to do this, it's gonna be like I'm not doing that other thing.
Like you felt
So,
like they were saying you can't do both.
exactly.
Wow. Yeah.
So, after deciding to do it, obviously everything fell right into place. Like, for the company, I was the first one
Mm.
getting pregnant and having a baby within the company, because we also work with my mom. But there are no
It's good.
protocols. There were no protocols in place, so I built them, and now we
Oh,
have them. And yes, it was kind of a huge decision, but I'm so proud of my team and my
mm.
family that
Yeah.
helped me do it and move forward, because obviously it's like when you want to do it and when you really want to move forward with it, it's the best thing that can
Yeah.
happen to you.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, when you're talking about how that weight was on you, that responsibility, like how did you start to let that go and like go deep into your decision?
Because you can see it from different perspectives, right? You
Yeah.
can see it like it's this huge responsibility and they are not gonna be okay without you, but
Yep.
then you realize it's also a little bit of your ego. And if you want to do something, you can trust your team, you can trust your
Yep.
family to be with you and accompany you. And
Yeah.
it all starts to figure itself out. And
Yeah.
yes, I know that when you really want to do something and you have your heart in it, it
Yep.
will probably figure itself out and you
Yeah.
will be able to do it. And obviously, we worked really, really hard to build the team that we had at the time and today, so that we can trust in them. I trained
Yes.
like for the whole 9 months. I trained my team in marketing to understand everything that was happening in my brain and how I
Yeah.
approach things. Also telling them that you can do it better and you
Hmm.
can build something new. And when I come back, I know it's gonna be better than how I left things.
Yeah.
So having that trust and that will for other people to
Yeah.
make what I've already made better, it's also helped a lot.
Yeah. What an amazing way to be a leader, to believe that your team can do even better than you could do.
Mhm. I think that's the base of really being a leader, because
Yeah.
sometimes you think like I'm responsible for telling them what to do, but what I'm
Hmm.
really responsible for is for everyone understanding the culture of the company first and
Yeah.
foremost, the values that we have in the company, and through that understand that each task contributes to those values, to that culture and to those goals. And then if they understand everything, really understand everything, they can bring better solutions that
Hmm.
sometimes leaders can. And everyone starts to become a leader in a way that they bring something new to the table. They can teach the values and the culture of the company to someone new. Or, it's pretty
Yeah.
cool because in that way, you get a lot more freedom to brainstorm, express your first idea, because you know that your team is already on board and understanding what you really want. So then you can say it and they can get it better and get it done. So it's pretty cool.
Wow. Amazing. And with that, how did you pivot back into your career? So you took your break, you come
Mhm.
back, and how did you show up? How did you change becoming a mom?
Yes, that was really crazy because I remember, like, I'm such a career driven person, as I told
Yeah.
you at the beginning. And I remember, like, during the first week or two of having a baby, I was like, how? Like, it's impossible.
Yeah.
This is not gonna work. Like, it's crazy. But then, while the months were passing, like, I realized that everything changes so much, so
Yeah.
fast. And then I took 3 months of maternity leave. And I remember
Nice.
when I came back, um, my baby was watching me with my mom that was carrying him, and I was on a meeting through like an online meeting on the computer, and he was looking at me like, what are you doing? You're not with me right now. This is crazy. And I was like, oh my God. And then I revisited the protocol and said that the fourth month would be like part time. And
Mm,
it was like me understanding my boundaries and what I needed
yeah.
to do, and
Yeah.
also helping our next mom to be in the
Yeah.
company to fully have everything like as ready as can be. So it was really, really like understanding myself, my dynamics. And
Yeah.
in terms of changing, because I trusted my team so much and I love what I do. I Before coming back to the company, I started thinking like mm, what what I can bring to the table that is new, that can help us build something even bigger and be better, because
Hmm.
I knew that what I've already built, my teammates were doing like doing it terrifically and better, even better. But I wanted to bring something new. So I started researching, and I found thought leadership and making content not only on social platforms and not only written, but also through video. And then I started the initiative Women Who Network, which is a podcast, newsletter, and a lot of stuff that my initiative is about um inspiring more women to get into networking. And then my sister, who's the founder of the company, started hers, and is Women Who Brand. So we're sister
Oh,
podcasts as
oh,
well.
so cute.
So she interviews women that are either brand managers, chief marketing officers, and all of that, those amazing job positions to inspire more women because those job positions are pretty masculinized. So we
Mm,
want to tell these stories to inspire women to get their goals and inspire them to achieve more and if they want obviously, but we think that there are not enough references like women in amazing job positions or building their
yeah.
network. I don't know if you knew, but thanks to a LinkedIn study, I found that women are 30% less likely than men to build a network consciously. So it's not about only seeing someone and saying hi to them and telling them what you want. It's about being consistent, building through relationships, building genuine and authentic relationships, understanding your value, and also offering stuff that you can offer because you have a value as well. And sometimes we think that because someone has a bigger job that we do, then we can offer anything, but we actually can't. So yes, that's what
Amazing.
changes and the changes that I apply when I came back. So yes.
Oh, I love that. You mentioned a bunch about values, whether it's with Women Who Network, with Croing.
Mhm.
What are some of the values that help you lead and help your company? And then also just as a mom.
Perfect. So I think empathy is really
Mm,
important.
yeah.
Empathy because you need to understand that your team is not going to be 100% all of the time
Hmm.
because we are humans, we have our needs, we have our problems and stuff, and within crime we've built a friendship vibe within the team. So
Yeah.
we know when something is happening and they are able to tell everyone like this happened. Maybe I'm not gonna be on my top game for the next few days, but it's gonna be
Yeah.
okay. Like, and also to let other people have a voice. So something that has happened recently is that we've always done these morning meetings where everyone can get creative with either a pitch or an actual client that we have and propose maybe a campaign concept or really fun stuff. We build
Hmm.
the strategy first and then the whole team can pitch in when it comes to a creative idea. And we noticed that our lead generation specialist had like pretty amazing ideas and then it gained it and that they went to pitch like consecutively and we told her like look, your ideas are pretty cool. Do you like the strategy behind it or the creative aspect of it? So she made the decision of studying strategy and planning thanks to that, and now she's doing like the different courses around it, and she keeps being like lead generation specialist but also contributing more, and we've managed to blend the two. So it has been really amazing. So we are all about evolution, change, and understanding each other, like
Yeah. And
to
really
the
nurturing their growth.
exactly, and
Yeah.
nurturing each other. I think that's really, really important. And I've learned that to build this amazing team is not only that you have talent or that you want to do it. I think like specifically to crime, to be here, you need to really want to be here in terms of because it's not about doing the job. It's about being present and it's
Yeah.
about wanting to grow yourself and with others. And I think that the culture and the values that we have are really important to us. And it's not only about doing the campaign or doing the strategy. It's more about building something amazing together. So yes.
Yeah. Wow, incredible. And how do you balance it all? You're obviously at a very like high, fast-paced industry. You have the child at home. How do you do it all?
I love that question, and I think that we can do it all, but not at the same time. And
Yeah.
I heard this, I don't
Yeah.
know where it was, but it resonated a lot with me. And sometimes work is more demanding, and sometimes you
Mhm.
want to be more with your kid and all of that, but it depends on the situation. And I've
Mhm.
learned to sometimes be okay with my husband taking care of Gabby for a whole
Mhm.
day while I prepare for a huge meeting or a huge pitch. And
Right.
then I've also learned to be 100% present on a weekday with my kid because he's kind of running a fever or is
Right.
kind of sick. Like before being a mom, like for me to reschedule a meeting, it was like it's never going to happen. But now it's like, look, my baby is a little bit sick. I
Yeah.
would like to meet specifically to you to meet specifically with me. So what can we reschedule? And people is obviously really they
Yeah.
understand when you tell them like
Oh,
that. And
totally.
it's like it's happening, and we're the population is growing, so these are things that happen to a lot of people. But
Yeah.
before this it was like it's never gonna happen, and now I understand my boundaries, I
Yep.
understand more things. But it's like you're not gonna be balanced every day
Right.
equally. It's like the balance has to be like through the month. Like, okay, this month, did the balance exist? It existed. Okay, let's
Yeah.
go.
Yep.
Next month. So that sort of thing. So yes,
Yeah, for sure. What's one thing that you thought of is different than what you thought it would be? Yeah.
totally. And this one is like what your kids teaches you
Yeah.
is so much more than what you teach them. And I think
Mm.
like being present, like when they start, mommy, 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 mommy. And I'm like, yes, I'm here. So now I'm here.
Yeah.
But before I was like with you and doing a bunch of other stuff. So
Yep.
being present, being patient, understanding the wonders of the world. Like
Yeah.
he's amazed by the most little stuff. And I'm like,
Totally.
it's true. It's amazing. Like those clouds are amazing, and the siren of the fire truck is also amazing.
Yeah.
And to be thankful for being okay, being healthy. Like it's pretty
Yeah.
huge that a baby can teach you to be
Hmm.
present
Yeah.
when you are, always, I've always been like in 100 million places at the same time and thinking of different things at the same time. So I think that it's been really, really cool to learn to be more present and more patient. And it's not only patient, obviously, with the baby, but when you learn to be patient, it's like it helps you because you're like, it's gonna
Yep.
happen, we're doing great stuff, let's do this, but not be like crazy about it. Sorry, so let's do it, but let's also wait for it to
Yeah.
come to fruition, and then it's really helped in that way.
Yeah. And how does that presence and being in the moment help you as a leader too?
Totally. So I love, like, I used to do it myself only every quarter, but now I have these meetings with my team that are monthly, that we don't talk about the report, we don't talk about the specific result of a
Mhm.
campaign, or we only talk about how we feel, how we felt, sorry, last month, what happened, did we see
Mm.
progress, does, like, do we need to change something, like, because when you're working at a fast pace,
Yep.
you need to also wait a little bit and be present to understand what happened. Sometimes
Yeah.
it's like this task and the next task and the next task. And I always try to be like, wait a minute, let's talk about it. What can we change? Are we in a good path? Do you have any other idea that we can apply? Like, do you feel better than last time? For example, when we go to events, our team stay and they research of about the panel, the people in the panels that are
Mm-hmm.
attending and stuff, and we've gotten better with time because we want everyone to not feel as stressed, but to be really prepared and move forward. So I think that being present is so important, and
Yeah.
being also having those times to share and to move forward is also pretty cool.
Yeah, and it sounds like you really slow down. You really look at
Mhm,
how your team feels, what they
mhm.
need. How do you progress from here, right?
Totally, totally.
Yeah.
I think it's pretty cool and important to do it.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, what advice would you give to somebody thinking about having children while they're, doing their career and, what would you say to them?
I'd say it will definitely change you. Like, you're not gonna be the same, but it will
Mhm.
change you for the best.
Yeah.
And I think that from the moment that I had this call to be a mom, I know that whenever you get this call, it's not gonna go away. Like,
Yeah.
because sometimes they ask me about, like, but were you sure to do it? Like, how do you know? And it's like, no, I don't know. I don't know if I was sure. I just felt it,
Yeah.
and it happened. And I think that will make you a better human. Obviously, if you want to do it and you
Yeah.
get that call, it will make you better in every aspect of your life, and you just need to trust, like, your team, your family, the
Yeah.
universe, and whatever you want to trust, that it's going to be fine. And congratulations on wanting that and that experience, because I also love having to experience different things, and I think that the motherhood experience is like amazing,
Yeah.
and it
Yeah.
definitely brings you back to being here, present, loving, understanding, and thinking about everything that happens. So yes.
Yeah, well, that's wonderful. I mean, I heard so much about just like trust from everything we've talked about today.
Yeah.
And it's just, trust in the process, trust in other people,
Yes.
and just shows what an amazing person you are and what an amazing
Mm.
leader you are.
Mm.
And it's been really wonderful to talk with you. Thank you
Thank
so
you so
much.
much. Thank you so much, baby. And thank you again for this space. And from the community listening to this, thank you for bringing it to fruition and bringing it to the table. Thank you, baby.
Absolutely.